Hey crafty friends, this is Nye here. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be assembling our Halloween Faces Treat Gable box. Now as you can see, I've got one of mine all cut out and laid out right here, but when you open up the file, you're going to find the one template here that's like our box, and then you're going to find 4 different kind of faces. So one is going to be the jack-o'-lantern, one is going to be the ghost face here, and then we've also got our kind of like monster face as well, and then our vampire face. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to assemble it together. And I'm going to be using my art glitter glue here. This is what I always use for all of my gluing. And I'm going to move these up just a little bit. And I've got a bone folder here to kind of help me. And I want tweezers today because this is going to be a little... some of these here are going to be a little tricky. You won't need tweezers for like the pumpkin or the ghost, or even for like our Frankenstein monster face here. These will be big enough, but the lips here for our vampire, or I should say the mouth and not the lips, this is going to be a little tricky. And so as you can see, I picked it up here with my tweezers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the white one down here just for a moment. I'm going to grab my glue and I'm going to add the glue to the back here of the lips here. And then I'm going to grab this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it here between my fingers and just kind of press it down. And then I'm going to flip it over and really try and make sure that I'm lining it up here. And if you have any glue that seeps through, that's okay. Kind of just smush the glue back in there and let it kind of create that seal between the two pieces. All right. Okay, and so once you have that there, this part is going to be the trickiest because you're going to see like the fangs kind of come down a little bit far. I might try and make them a little bit smaller before I give this file to you. But it can kind of make this black piece just a little bit hard, okay? Or hard, I should say, to glue. Then we're going to do the same thing here with the eyes. I'm just going to grab this here. You don't necessarily need your tweezers for the eyes because the eyes are a little bit bigger and they're not as delicate as that mouth piece was there. And then as you can see, I just kind of held it between my fingers as I glued it down, and then I'm going to put it off to the side. I'm going to actually grab the nose and put that off to the side too. Now this is probably a first for me. What I'm going to work on doing first is assembling the box before I glue the face down. So I'm going to go ahead again and just add a little bit of glue right there. And then just kind of hold it together and make sure that I've got it all lined up. And then I'm going to put it there, and then I'm going to move the hair out as well. Okay. So now what we're ready to do is we're ready to kind of just assemble this box here and fold along all of the score lines. Now this was sized so that way you could cut it perfectly on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. You could go ahead and make it just a little bit bigger. Like if you wanted to go onto a 12 by 12 cardstock and just make it a little bit bigger. I kind of like it at this size because I feel like they're just kind of perfect. They're a little miniature and you can hold it right in your hand. And even though you're going to use it for Halloween, you don't have to like load it up with a lot of treats. Like it's enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and work with folding here. So as you can see, I'm working with the side with all of my score lines up so I can see, and they're visible here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to begin to fold along the score lines. And this is where, if you've got a bone folder, you can just go ahead and crease everything down. What we're going to want to do is kind of go back and forth with our folding here, because even though we're folding along the score lines right here, for a second I thought it was a little off, we're going to also fold the other way. So you can see, like, even I'm folding it here just with my hand, and then I'm going back with my bone folder and just kind of creasing right along there, just to make my score lines more pronounced and a little bit more permanent. All right, so there's quite a few, but at the same time, turns out to not be that much. And so, like I said, this was like the perfect size because it doesn't use a whole lot of cardstock. You can get away with just using one sheet here, and you won't end up having to add a lot of candy to it. Like if you wanted to add more candy, then you could definitely make it bigger. But I feel like it's the perfect size right here. And it doesn't go crazy with our cardstock. All right, so as you can see, I folded along all of the score lines, and what I'm doing is now I'm just kind of folding it the opposite way because I kind of want mine to go to the opposite side here so that my score lines are facing out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add glue here on this tab, and then I'm gonna grab this side piece and I'm just gonna press and hold it down. And this will also be one of those that you want to give it that 10 seconds to make sure that the glue really bonds to the other side and makes a nice seal. So I'm going to do the same thing here on this side. And technically you could have done both at the same time, but like I said, this is one where we really want the seal to be strong and permanent. All right. And so I'm going to add the 2 for this one on this side here because I can see my shape. I really want to make sure that I kind of come up towards the top here because I want a lot of glue there to really seal to the top part of my box. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it down. And again, I'm going to hold it here, and I'm also running my hand on the inside to make sure that it's gluing on the inside. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side here. And again, just kind of running my hand on the inside. If you need to, just hold it. You know, place it down and just hold it here for a couple of seconds. Okay, and that's really it for the most part. It's really, really simple and quick. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take the lid, kind of hold it here in the center, and then all we're going to do is just push it down a little bit, push it right through the slot that's right in the tab there, and then just push it in so that way it stays, and voila, you can see it right there. Okay, now we're ready to glue our face down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it down like this, and then I'm going to grab the fine details here to my vampire face, and I just kind of bent my paper. I'm going to add a little bit of glue now to the back. I'm going to hold it here, hold my box, and then just line it up right at the top there. And you can see it. It's just perfect. Then I'm going to add the mouth first because I want to make sure that I can go down as far as possible, and I don't want to go down too far with the eyes and the nose, so that way I would run out of room. Okay, so I added glue. I'm going to go down pretty far towards the bottom without going off. And then I'm going to add the eyes. And you can place them any way that you want, you know, have fun with it. You could also too, I made the center part here white, but if you wanted to, you could add color. You could give him red eyes, blue, yellow, green, you know, be creative. And your eyes too can they can go any way. Don't be limited. All right. And now for the nose, because that one's kind of thin, I'm going to grab my tweezers again. I'm going to hold it like in the center there. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And then just kind of place it down. And so I've got some glue that's coming out here, but that's okay because my glue is going to dry clear. And that's it. So easy, so quick. And you know, you can have fun with the faces. Mix them up, mix and match. Like there's lots of different combinations that you could make with them and have fun, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this craft. Be sure to like the video, come and subscribe to the channel, send me a picture of your craft, and I hope that you have fun crafting. All right, bye.